Hello everyone, welcome to Connecting Minds. I am Viswanath M. Aluru. In this imagined conversation, we are in an interview with Mr. Sundar Pichai, CEO of Alphabet, parent company of Google. This dialogue draws directly from Alphabet's public earnings, CapEx guidance, data center announcement, and the Blackstone joint venture press release. In this conversation, we are mainly going to discuss about the difference between AI technology and AI infrastructure, AI technology spend versus AI infrastructure spend, how Alphabet is able to adjust or balance both of those spendings, and recent Google Blackstone joint venture announcement. Finally, we're going to ask some advice about these new AI technology companies. When I was a kid, this was like about 40 years ago, when I went to my village. At that time, there was no electricity, there was no internet connection, and there was no even water supply to every house in the villages, and there was no cable TV. What I'm saying is, but when we look now compared to 40 years ago, each and every house in every corner of the world has electric connection, they have water connection, they have internet connection, they have mobile phones, they have cable TVs. The world has changed so much. If we look at it, how we're able to provide all of this to each and every corner in the world, how much of infrastructure has to be built in order to be able to provide all these facilities. In this video podcast, we're going to mainly focus on AI infrastructure. What does it take and how much does it cost to develop this AI infrastructure for AI technology? Our first question was, there's a lot of discussion in the industry about how companies are splitting their AI budgets between technology spend and infrastructure spend. So we asked Alphabet to clarify what it means by each of those. So according to Mr. Sundar, when we talk about AI technology spend, we are largely referring to the operating expenses that go into research, model development, training, and product integration. Things like advancing Gemini models, optimizing inference, improving Vertex AI, and embedding AI across search, cloud, and other consumer products. This is the innovation layer, the algorithms, software, the talent, research and development that turn raw compute into useful intelligence. When it comes to AI infrastructure spend, by contrast, it's primarily the capital expenditure, which is CapEx. That's servers, especially custom TPUs and GPUs, data centers, networking equipment, power infrastructure, and the physical build-out required in order to run AI at a global scale. In our most recent quarter, according to Sundar, roughly 60% of technical infrastructure CapEx went to servers and 40% to data centers and networking. That split has been consistent as they scale. So, Alphabet just guided 2026 CapEx at 175 to 185 billion dollars, more than double, roughly 91 billion spent in 2025. So how is Google is able to balance heavy infrastructure spend with continued technology, recent research and development spend, especially given the recent data center announcements in the US and overseas? According to Sundar, they are able to balance infrastructure spend versus AI technology spend by treating infrastructure as the foundation that enables everything else. Without sufficient compute capacity, even the best models they can't reach users or customers at scale. That's why they have accelerated CapEx so aggressively. On the US side, they have announced a 40 billion investment in 3 new data centers in Texas, their largest single state commitment ever, plus additional data centers in Minnesota and other locations to meet surging demands for Gemini and Google Cloud. Overseas, they have committed to about 5.5 billion euros through 2020 in Germany in new data centers and expansions, plus continued investments across Europe and Asia Pacific. These are multi-year builds that incorporate advanced cooling, carbon-free energy matching, high voltage infrastructure. At the same time, they're not slowing on the research and development side. They've seen meaningful efficient gains. Gemini serving costs dropped 78% last year through model optimization, which helps stretch every dollar of CapEx further. The revenue side validates the balance. Google Cloud grew 48% year over year in Q4 2025. AI backlog is over $240 billion, and AI features are driving higher usage in search and ads. So, Alphabet is investing at a brutal pace because demand is outstripping supply, but they're also focused on monetizing that capacity. One notable move was venture partnership with Blackstone. What's the role of this joint venture partnership in Google overall AI infrastructure strategy? According to Sundar, the Blackstone partnership is a strategic expansion of capacity beyond their own balance sheet. Blackstone committed about $5 billion in equity to launch a new US based AI infrastructure company. So, Alphabet is supplying the TPUs, custom chips purpose built for AI training and inference, and the Blackstone Google joint venture provides compute as a service, data center capacity, networking, operations, and direct access to TPUs. This joint venture will bring the first 500 megawatt online by 2027 and scale from there. Blackstone, as the world's largest owner of data centers, brings deep operational expertise and additional capacity. For Alphabet, it gives customers another flexible way to access Google's AI infrastructure, complementing Google Cloud, while helping accelerate overall supply in a supply constrained market. This is a great example of how partnerships can multiply impact without putting all the CapEx burden on Alphabet alone. If you look at some of these newcomers in the AI space, they're really struggling. So the debt is laughing at you, and the balance sheets are crying, the margins are dying, investor confidence is thinning, right? And earnings are thinning. So, what would you do in that situation? So, many AI companies today are struggling with cash flows as they ramp up spending. So, we asked Sundar what advice would Sundar give them. According to Mr. Sundar Pichai, stay focused on the long-term fundamentals. Yes, the current AI investment cycle has elements of both rationality and some irrationality, much like the early internet boom. But the transformative potential is real, and the companies that build differentiated infrastructure and models will win. Secondly, prioritize efficiency relentlessly. Every percentage point you improve model utilization or chip performance compounds dramatically at this scale. So Alphabet has proven that internally. Third, use your strong balance sheet intelligently. Look for creative partnerships like the one that Google created with Blackstone to share risk and accelerate capacity. So maybe this is like uncoupling the AI infrastructure spend from the AI technology spend. According to Sundar, don't be afraid to raise capital when the opportunity is clear, but tie every dollar of spend to measurable revenue growth. Google's cloud backlog and AI driven usage gave them confidence that the investments are paying off. And finally, be patient on timelines. Building data centers, securing power, scaling supply chains takes longer than most expect, but the demand is super high. The winners will be those who execute with discipline while keeping the pace aggressive. So, this is the suggestion for all the newcomers into the AI space. What I really look at it is like, so for example, if you're building like a brand new city, right, you're starting everything from scratch. You have to build infrastructure like roads, you know, tunnels, bridges, and you also have to build the capacity like electricity, water supply, internet cables. So it's almost like building like a new city. Once all the infrastructure in place, then you will start to see the earnings and the cash flow. Also, so I personally think that this is what exactly we are doing right now with AI technology. We are in a phase where we are actually building this infrastructure so that the AI technology will start to give the fruits. So thank you so much for joining today. This is another episode of Connecting Minds, and I will see you all again in another episode. Thank you. Have a good day.